voice around here, or at least what review we got, but let's just say we needed to kind of do it this way tonight, guys, so bear with me here. Nevertheless, race fans, we are welcoming you back here on the show. Good to see you all again. I am the dead man of the mic, the hot one on the mic, and the one that really should not be using a mic right now, considering all the troubles I've been putting through today. But nevertheless, race fans, we are getting ready to get around a race here for Roughneck Racing here down in Atlanta, Florida Speedway. It should be a hot one here as we're getting ready for the action here on the call. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here on the pole. Here we're going to see it is the number one Dollins. The number one position will be the 7 Dollins Steel. Row number 2 and outside of that city is going to be Ty Bailey. Row number 2 is going to be 69 of Ryan. Last row outside is going to be the 67 of Van Ryan. Row number 3 is going to be the number 49 Justin Phipps. And the outside will be the 29 Jimmy Pilot. Row number 4 is the 31 of Blair Eddie. And the outside of that number 71 is Daniel Love. Row number 5 is going to be the 4 of Andrew Smith. And the outside that'll be number 3 of Tyler Barnes. Row number 6 is going to be the 6 of Patrick Genter. The outside number 2 is row number 7 is going to be 5 of Shane Weldon, and the outside of the 98 is Aaron Rowan. Number 8 will be Johnny Hurst. Number 13 will be Chris Ramsey. 21 is David P. Turin, and 16 is Liam. couple of training paints not wanting to work with you, and next thing you know, you're having a whole bunch of issues down there. So here we go. Now we're going to get the schemes up and running. These are the schemes you guys are looking for. Like I said, we literally, before we even got on this, we only had like a couple minutes to prepare. We had a little traffic gremlin come on the attack, and well, we didn't really appreciate that very much, so we had to figure out how to get around it somehow. That we have indeed right now. Currently the number 78, that is the Valvoline machine of time, manning in the Silverado Chevrolet today. Up got contact go on the outside lane, he's got company. That's like Kessler Tolls. Number 60, excuse me, the Kessler Sonics. Number 67, Ben Ryan. He is right now in the chicane and down to the lanes looking for position as they continue to march through. Every driver himself right now, no one gets the other. All drivers currently just trying to suspend this belief. You gotta see what this is. Sounds like I'm having a little bit of issues down on the side here. Working with everything I can right here now, you guys. Like I said, literally working on the fly right now, just trying to make sure we got everything up and running the way we need to here. Alright, I think we got it all squared up now there. My producer saying I had a little bit of a minor hiccup down there and needed to fix, so hopefully that will situate that. All right. Barring any other issues, I think we have got everything squared up now on the circuit. Right out on the top side, Ben Ryan right now still race leader, currently moving his way through the chicanes. Not exactly giving an inch to these guys here, and honestly, it's really hard to say like which one's going to have the better of the other here. Again, it is early, but still, you got to kind of get yourself squared up on the track. You got to kind of lay yourself in thick and kind of lay yourself down low. Momentum is king here. The tracks here on Atlanta Speedway, this is old Atlanta, by the way. This is going to be a hodgepodge of tire burning and throttle control. Look for drivers throughout, honestly, to try and find the best way to get the best out of their equipment and the best out of their stuff in very tough predicaments, especially as the track starts to fade down, starts to get a little harder around here. It's going to get a lot more difficult to keep that grip and keep that nose clean, especially when things want to go haywire down there. We're going to go on board here right now. We're on board here with the number 69, Brian Lashbrook. And you can see, too, again, what we talked about earlier, you see multiple drivers trying to find lanes and trying to find choices to get around here. But constantly throughout the throttle, you'll hear them kind of kick it off just the slightest bit, then all of a sudden reel it back in, almost like just trying to let that fish catch a little bit of that reel, kind of go out further. And then all of a sudden you start to feel it lighten up. Now it's time to tension it back up and get that fish reeled back in for your troubles. Gotta make bets where you can and make your moves where you got them. Can't let up on the track and you can't let up on the circuit here. You gotta really be tempting and really considerate of your momentum and king here especially the longer this goes. The old speed zone chopper cam, and I'll bring this up here on the high side here. We're going to go look here at the number 40 machine there being driven tonight in the Chevrolet Silverado by Dakota Isring. And again, if I am saying names wrong, please do not hate the messenger and do not throw your pitchforks and torches at me. Please let me know how to say the name correctly. Keeping the momentum up and still reeling it in through. Every driver right now just doing what they can to kind of stay out of problems and stay out of territory-ish issues. The Friday the 13th, number 2 machine, that is being driven today by Tim Richardson. He's in a bit of a hot pause battle there up with the number 6 machine. That's driven by Patrick Genter. Both drivers seem to kind of keep their nose clean, kind of keeping their momentum up. But so far, can't seem to get the better of the other. We're going to go on board here with the number 2. Something I haven't really been able to get a chance to really tell you guys as well is that Atlanta Motor Speedway here, this is multiple crews, multiple lanes. You got double choices. You can go up the high side, you can go the low lane. Low lane, you're a little more safe and secure, but outside lane, high risk, high reward. Money to be made up there, but also danger lurks within every area if you're not too careful at the last minute. Track still getting a little bit of the rubber burnt into the circuit here as more and more drivers continue to find the lane and find the choice of their spot here. Well, it's supposed to be driving the number 50 machine today here. Instead we have it was the number 21. That is David P. Churin, a Granger number 50 right now. Currently doing his stuff, kind of making his way through the track here. Seems to be kind of looking for his opening, kind of looking for his drives here where he can. But again, you can just see how tough things are right now and how they've been kind of playing up on the circuit here. I think honestly this really, we'll see what it is. Kind of peeking around that number 2 lane there. I don't know if that's a really good idea there. David was really looking a little bit at trying to find that lane, but now he's opened up a can of worms. Here comes the number 30, the Wagner's welding machine. Driven by Doug Wagner. Wagner is hot on the trail. Found the lane on the inside. One little slip up's all she wrote. That's all she needs. There goes Wagner. great movement, great opportunities there being driven up and panned out throughout the circuit here. Man, just absolutely nail it down and not trying to bog out the track here. Just needs to stay one step on the edge and one step to greatness. Let's move it back up ahead right now. You've got a battle for that second spot. This is Ty Manning and Dalton Steele. You see on your screen there as they look onto the leader. Ben Ryan, your leader. Bit of a hodgepodge of heavy hitters on the Chevy side, but the Fords and Toyotas are not exactly out of this one yet either. That is a Tundra driven there tonight by Dalton Steele, as he's currently trying to be in the mix of a Chevrolet sandwich. Stuck in between there with Ty Manning and Ben Ryan, and honestly, I don't know how I'd feel about that. If I'm him right now, I'm just thinking one thing. Keep the momentum going and keep that power up. We're on board with him. Oh, right up into the wall protection goes the number 7 there, Dalton. A little too hard on that. I'm surprised he didn't open up the door a little bit more there for Ty Manning. Ty might have had to kind of back off a little bit, regain his composure, find that race lane and find that race line. Now it seems to be kind of drilling it back down a bit here, looking to try and get it back under control. And I want you to listen to that rhythm. Again, listen how smooth that is. You know, it doesn't try to go too crazy or go off the pace. It's nice, smooth, rhythmic merge of speed and power being put to good use as these drivers continue to try and hunt down this man right now here, your race leader, the number 67 of Ben Ryan. And again, he's honestly kind of taking it a bit easy here, it seems like, after he kind of got up to the race lead. Now it's just trying to find his groove, kind of find that race lane, find the momentum and keep the speed alive. Don't let up on things, and don't give in too bad. Continuing to hammer away right now. That 78, Ty Manning going down below into the groove, looking for a run there on Dalton Steele. Beautiful in drive right on the line there, on the back. Ty Manning right now, he's shooting for the stars and looking for the moon. Down to the outside, big jump from there. Slide Job City has been open for business. There's only one problem. It's population 1. You weren't one of them, Mr. Steele. Big pass there from the number 78. Ty Manning just leaving Dalton behind. We've got a new second place driver. Oh, or maybe not for long there as he gets a little bit hard on the wall protection. He scrapes and shreds and skeets it on by. Turned it into a little bit of old cheese grater down there, my word. I don't think you'd want to do that down there, my friend. I don't think that'd be a good idea in this case. Back in the pack right now, we're going to look in the midway section here. This is your top 10 bracketed up in front of you here. The number 4 of Andrew Smith just barely keeping a good distance there between Daniel Love and that 71 as well as those behind. The number 40 of Dakota Isring as well looking on with a bit of a harsh charger there in the number 58 of Johnny Hurst. Johnny going deep, looking for a groove. Looking for a bit of a lane choice, bit of a drive off. Seems to have found the lane there coming on to the bottom. Now it's Hurst trying to make his move. Hurst getting a good run off there on that bottom lane now. Shoots the gap, brings it back down. Nicely done. I do apologize as well to the chat. I know the puddles saying trucks were way too loud, and then Iris and Chris saying pull me in. I couldn't quite at the time there, my friend. Sorry about that. Isrick says back in the skills machine, and Sarah Lashbrook says let's go Brian Lashbrook. Thank you all for tuning on in, and again I do apologize for the bugs earlier. I swear I'm a better announcer than I am a cameraman and control person working with this stuff here. But don't tell the producers I said that. Big fight coming back here right out of the gate. Here comes Gary Miller, the number 15. He's now on top of the Wild Berry Skittles. Are we going to see someone taste the rainbow down there, or is the rainbow going to give a pot of gold to the old 40? We're about to see as they roll him right off. Company on their doorstep. All drivers right now just trying to hang in there and do what they can to stay one step ahead of the curve. The amount of transitioning and the amount of kind of race runs you get when you keep pushing the momentum further and further along certainly will dictate those that can control their own instincts and those that control their own rates. Yeah, I believe some of the heart rates on these boys and girls right now got to be absolutely skyrocketing just how much they are absolutely taking it around this track here. Pit stop coming up. We're gonna send the 31 to pit road. Looks like the 20. Looks like the 50 as well. David Beecharon gonna go in there. The 26 machine of Jonathan Vanderberg is going into pit road. And again, I know this is not the usual setup we see here on the channel. I do apologize in advance. The other guy is out of town for the moment. They called me up back into the booth. And as I was trying to get everything up and running, well, let's just say the old glitch graphic gremlins attacked not only my end of the broadcast, but also we couldn't really get everything figured out like we want to. I'm a little rusty, guys. Give me a break. Pit stops in there, as you will see. We're going to have the number 30 stay on out. Doug Wagner moving the chains up there with the 58 of Johnny Hurst. He's your new leader. Going to be interesting to see what strategies these drivers go for here. Pit road is open for business, and they are in it to win it. Let's see what happens here. Going to focus right now. This is going to look to be a all 4 tire and fuel strategy. Pop them out. There goes the number 78 there. There goes the 7 of Dalton. And the rest of the field as well, mixing it in. That 29 machine there of Jimmy Pylan. Going to get a little bit onto the banking there up on the curve side. Almost kind of sent him back to the shadow realm. Need to be a little bit careful there as the Elite Motorsport number 3 as well. Tyler Barnes is now back onto the circuit. All right, I got to ask the chat real quick. Guys, does everything seem okay better? Does everything seem like we got things figured out now? Again, I do apologize. I literally came in hot, cold, in the sweat from the other job and just had to try to get to work on this. So I do apologize for keep bringing that up, but I have to mention it. Pit stops right now for the number 30 of Doug Wagner, Johnny Hurst, Andrew Smith, Jeremy Keltner, Tim Richardson, and Shane Weldon. We're going to take a look at pit stops here. Once again, looks like they're going to go for that strategy call we mentioned earlier. Although I'm not totally sure if I am allowed to show that on television there with Wagner's welding, but we'll let you guys be the judge. As long as I don't get demonetized, I think we're okay. Gonna lose that race lead up. Here comes the number 67 of Ben Ryan, excuse me. Flying up here, just trying to get ahead there of Wagner. He's got a whole lane choice in a row to go though before he's gonna get up there with him. As you can see, the distance starting to fade a bit more out. Looks like Wagner actually got a bit of a better pit stop out there. Looked like he only took maybe possibly just right side tires on that. Oh, he took all 4 tires on that one. So yeah, actually he did. It's gonna kind of bite him a little bit there. He has lost your lead. Your new leader is indeed the 6'7" of Ben Ryan. iRacing Chris says, yes, looks good. All right, thank you, thank you. Don't worry, I promise we'll make it look even better soon enough. If I keep broadcasting, that is, I'll make sure we can get a better setup going. Running down on the inside lane. Here we go. We got ourselves a battle. This is for the race lead. The full throttle number 31, Larry Eddy. He's now mounted the charge, and now just like a bucking bronco, he is trying to control the horsepower and the speed that comes with it. Deep to the inside, hard on the charge, past the quad oval. Now to the dog leg. Into turn number 1, he's got a good length on the bottom lane. You see Ben Ryan, he's defending. He can't let him run up the outside lane if he gets that power off the outside. He's going to find that lane choice and find that control up on the gain here. If you are new to the channel as well here, race fans, we have quite a bit of shows and a lot of stuff to see here on the Speed Zone TV. Be sure to like and follow us up here on our Facebook, our YouTube. Subscribe as well. It does us a lot of good and it helps us out a lot down on the track here. Sarah Lashbrook says, thanks for posting the link in the air chat because I was waiting for the other video. Yeah, I know, Sarah, like I said, not new to the scene, but definitely new to what was going on to figure out all the stuff I had to go through. Let's just say I look like a track racer trying to get through a bunch of hurdles in the Olympic Games while I was trying to also defeat our worst enemies come to life, that being ourselves. What's exactly the easiest thing in the world? I'll tell you that much. But anyway, field still working their way through the number 78 machine. That uptime inning here currently got a 2-second gap almost on Dalton Steele and Jimmy Pylan, about 4 seconds on him. Running their way down to the lanes here. Again, every driver is just trying to kind of muscle their way through the track. They're trying to also watch out for too much rubber burn, too much coil off. That definitely can be a big factor here. And again, it could really hamper them in a lot of ways. And they're trying their best to watch out for that. At the same time, trying to keep that speed and endurance at a premium for that, especially for that race lead. Again, right now, any little hiccup or mistake just like that, and it'll cost you dearly. The number 31 of Larry Eddy, smelling blood in the water like a shark in the ocean. He saw it, he smelt it, but he couldn't quite reach it in time. But he sure is looking closer and closer at that opening. Ben Ryan, I'd be careful if I was you. Don't give any more openings if you don't want to get possibly passed up here, my friend. Fitting a little tribute on that number 3, the old 316. In this case, paying homage to a dear old friend in the racing community. Right now, currently, Tyler Barnes is right up on the leg place of the number 98 of Eric Coppathorne. If I am saying that last name wrong, again, put your torches down and pitchforks aside. I swear I am going on the fly. But Coppathorne right now is currently doing everything they can to kind of keep that pace up a bit. You're on board here with Coppathorne. Robert Warren's giving a thanks to my side of the broadcast here. Don't worry about it, Robert. I'll jump in when I got to. I just got to make sure I actually have everything done right this time. That part I will take full blame on. Track's starting to space them out a bit too, and you got to think as well, these drivers, the more they space out and the longer it goes, it's going to favor the drivers that are finding the rhythm and the run more often than not. I've said it before and I will say it again. The longer the run goes on tracks like this, the more you will see of the best drivers getting the cells out of there, because what they're doing is they are literally timing every execution, they're timing every turn, timing every run. It's so critical and so hard to really nail that down. It really makes it that much more interesting, as it is crazy to believe. And again, I keep mentioning tire wear. Again, I know you're probably at home thinking, what in the heck is this guy doing? He comes on the show, and now all of a sudden he's literally talking to us about things that we see all too often. Like, what is he probably talking about? Well, again, you got to think, the high banking here of Atlanta Motor Speedway, this is a very old, worn-out surface. The new surface that they just put on still has that very eccentric, curved ends of the track. It's very straight and narrowed. But once it opens up, those grooves almost really turn into a sharp angled cheese grater on those tires the longer you turn in. So what these drivers are trying to do is they're trying to make sure that they stay straight as possible without having to necessarily turn the truck in as much, allowing for more opportunity for the machine to kind of keep itself under control and actually still have some rubber to use on that grip. Grip equals friction, friction equals speed. Power and speed, combine it together, you do the math. It's usually how it works out in this stage. Ben Ryan right now still defending on the outside lane there is Ty Manning. You can see he had a whole bunch of speed and momentum drilled up on the drive and drilled up on the track. You know, if I'm Ty Manning right now, I don't know. I think I probably want to try to go a little more towards that outside lane. Maybe kind of get on Ben Ryan here. Maybe try to force him to realize he's there. Try to be like Ramon Reigns down there and acknowledge him. And then as I say that, I'll probably get a copyright from the WWE from that one, so we'll see how that goes. Rolling up side by side. There's the battle. There's an opening. But Ty's in a bit of a bad spot. Again, that dirty airflow, again, running down that far of the lane. You don't get as much grip, and it's not as straight as it is running up towards that wall protection. The closer you are to that wall protection, the better the momentum is going to be, and the more it kind of emphasizes how much speed and endurance they can bring to the table, especially when they're coming that hard off the lanes and down hard off the track. They really are digging their heels in at the same time trying to find that narrow gap that they've been searching for all this time. Ooh, still pouring the gasoline on the fire. Ben, right now, I'd be getting a little nervous right now if I was you, buddy. Looking on back to the field here again, we have multiple drivers still in this race here. We have a couple of them lapped down, though. Unfortunately, Jonathan Vandenberg out of the race here. One lap down for Jeremy Keltner, Liam Beebe, Chris Ramsey, Ryan Hunter, and Justin Phipps are a little bit in the old danger zone right now. They better be a bit careful with what they got going on. And you guys got a great four-truck battle right now going on. We'll see if we can try to get a good look here at both the battles. That's your first and third battle right now going on. Ben Ryan, Ty Manning going at it. Larry Eddy and Dalton Steele holding the reins down. Dalton Steele able to get the better there of Eddy on that one. We'll see if we kind of nail it down a bit there. Still side by side for that race lead too. Every driver for themselves here. No one is giving an inch. Fans, since you're in the chat, let me know, who do you got winning this race? Who's going to be the one that comes out on top of this one here in Atlanta? Let us know in the comment section down below. Still a who's who of drivers absolutely going for broke there. There's a big jump there on the inside. Look at that battle runoff. Look at Ty Manning. He's got a good look at it. Now can he confirm it, and can he get that runoff that he's looking for? Problem is, though, is that outside lane just has a little bit better ride off than the inside. Again, the inside has to go up somewhere. Where do you think they got to go? And Ben is using that to his advantage. That's why he's holding that outside lane as much as he is. He's defending up as much as he can while at the same time trying to make sure that no one is able to kind of outsmart him and outsnooker him in a very tight ordeal. He's using that to his advantage. And again, that is race strategy as it is strategy of trying to get the other driver to blink first and make the mistake. Like I said, though, downside around that outside lane, it's high risk, high reward. So you go up too high. Ooh, like, get out right about there. You're going to open that door up. Not only did he open that door up, give a bit of a good opening there. Many good battles going on right now. Gary Miller and Doug Wagner going at it pretty hard there, but this battle for the race lead just will not stop. I swear we're trying to go and show some other drivers around now, but these two just won't give an inch. iRacing Chris says Manning, Steele, Pylan, Copethorne, all hard chargers. That's what they got their eyes on right now. Can't say that I blame them. Good eyes on them and good choices. Don Fontresco, they're wondering where are they at right now. And I don't seem to see them on my driver's list right now. I don't think they're actually on the circuit here. As I was actually, I turned my head for 1 second. Next thing I see is Dalton doing what he's doing. Dalton, you gotta give me a chance, man. I was reading the comment section before everything else just started up. Dalton Steele wasting no time. He's now giving the old bump and run to Ben Ryan. Swinging it wide and trying to get him loose. He wants that runoff off turn number 4. The Group 1001 machine right now trying to do whatever it's possible. Tundra versus Silverado. Which one gets the better of the other? Meanwhile, moving their way to the change. You got some heavy hitters coming through. Put down on the lap traffic side right now, the 88 machine there. That being driven tonight by Jeremy Keltner. Currently just trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of the way of a mess there. He saw the writing on the wall and probably realized he was going to get himself more into problems if he didn't get out of there. Manning delivers indeed. Kelly Manning says, we're going with our son, Ty Manning. All right. Got a lot of love down there for that 78 machine. And definitely seemed to have figured out that little niche part there after getting cut a ticket for a ride there with Dalton Steele. Ty seems to now kind of regain the composure. Now, the drivers are going to have to go into pit road at least one more time as well, folks. That's definitely going to play a factor here. Because what that'll do is that it's going to make every single one of them choose and pick their lane. Do they decide to go in early, or do they decide to follow with the groove? If they go with the groove, that could definitely make the difference here. All right, now that I think those drivers kind of calmed down a bit, there's some drivers that have been itching for attention. They want to be seen back on the show, and that's why they're fighting as hard as they are. Ford versus Chevy yet again. Dakota Iskrick going mad at where with Brian Lashbrook. Lashbrook right now currently looking on from the lane. Right above, because that number 40 is hot on their trail. You're on board here with that number 40. Richard says Pilot always delivers on that interview and a good driver. Always love hearing a good interview and a good folks around here. Whether it be whether they be able to kind of just say it as it is, or maybe even have a little bit of venom on the track. Yeah, gotta love it when we got a good little time to be alive around here. Taking to our little drone cam, as I'm going to call it here, the Speed Zone drone. Calculating speed and proficiency here on the track. We're going to look at the times right now as well. Best time so far was set by the number 67 there with a 31.512 in terms of their last run there. As caution has a brood, we have a caution out on the track. We've got one, looks like we got one in Frog-Mag territory. There it is, the number 16. The 16 of Liam Bebby unfortunately has found themselves in a bit of a rut. And I really wish I could go back and look at what the heck happened down there, but I hate to say it, unfortunately, I can't even do that. Trust me, folks, like I said, I'm a little bit limited on my tools tonight. Down through pit road right now. Some drivers are going to try to get their lap back. Some are going to try and just fight this one on back. Field coming off pit road. Oh, man, you got to go at a few good ones there. Looks like a late pit stop for that number 78 machine of Ty Manning. So field rolling on around. Oh, as we are getting ready to square back up again. Guys, if I haven't already said as well, I want to give a big thank you to Roughneck Racing as well for having us come on by here at Speed Zone TV. And again, to the fans out there that tuned on in and watching it live, watching it from the show, or heck, if you're one of the virtual folks watching here at the track, thank you so much for tuning on in. I do apologize again for the mishaps and issues earlier. I swear on my grave that it was not intended and that was not supposed to happen. If you are new to the channel, of course, be sure to like and follow us up and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Follow us on the Facebook side as well. It helps us out greatly. It helps get us further and further along for the ride. And honestly, if you guys also want to keep hearing me come by as well, I think I'm not too bad, let me know in the comment section as well. I'm always open for improvement. Been doing this literally iRacing wise. God, probably the better part of like 6 years now, actually, with racing and announcing. Much as I've also done the real world now, crazy as it is. I don't know, producers, you gotta tell me how long we've been at it for this game, because I swear Speed Zone's been around for a long time. It's crazy to think how far we've come along in this series, in the circuits. Well, enough of that. Strap yourselves in, boys and girls. Tighten down the hatches. Look, make sure those buckles are on good because we are racked, stacked, and ready to go back on the attack. Off turn number 4 of the front straightaway. Green flag out. 29 still to go. A strong start for Ben Ryan, but it is just as good start by that number 3, Tyler Barnes. Oh, hold on down there. We got a pile up. We've got a pile up. Trouble off of turn number 1 and 2. You got a couple of them mixed in. I see. Looks like that's number 7 of Dalton. The number 88, I believe, there. Being driven by Jeremy Keltner. 2 drivers involved in this mess up. Man, oh man, oh man, things just going haywire around here. Jeff N3J6R says, let's go. Shane Wilden down there. iRacing Chris says, John H. making some traction. Podium finisher 2 weeks ago. Nicely done. We're going to reel him back down on the lanes here. Ben Ryan will lead him down with Tyler Barnes there on his inside lane. He just opted to the outside. We're going to field him down off of turn number 3 and 4 this time on by again, race fans. Big opportunities await. Laps and time ticking away. Who wants it more? Who wants it badly? It's 25 to finish. Can we get down? No, we're not getting that green light there. There goes the 88. Green's out though. Will it stay green? Every driver for themselves right out of the gate here. No one's giving an inch here. Watch out for Tyler Barnes. Look at him deep in the inside. Ben Ryan knows he's got company on his doorstep. He's knocking at the door, but nobody's home. Fired back down around on the inside. You got some newcomers coming up. Watch out for that number 4. That is Andrew Smith. He seems to be making some good traction control on this SWA Sabres. I assume it has something to do with Star Wars A something. And then A, I have no idea, Sabres. That's at least my guess. Although now that I said that, I'll probably get in trouble with Lucasfilms now. I'll just get in trouble with everyone tonight, ain't I? Oh, look at that. 3 wide. Salute just barely right off of turn number 3 and a 4 there between the 98, the 3, and the 60, and excuse me, the 31 of Larry Eddy. Hey, Larry Eddy, look at this. Deep to the run. Oh, we got trouble down there. We got a big problem. That is a big trouble with that Toy Story 69. Brian Lashbrook has gotten himself into a bit of a mess, and unfortunately, that thing got tore up. And unlike Woody's arm, I don't think that goes back on so easily, as you're going to need a little bit more than some stitching for that one. Oh man, the troublesome issues for Brian Rashbrook. I hope he's got a instant repair down there he can use right now. Sarah Lashbrook is not happy with this. Sarah, I am deeply sorry, but I don't know. But unless I get that thing fixed up right away. Oh, yep, they did. It's fixed. The 69 is back to life. You'll bring it back to the track. Fear not, Miss Sarah. The 69 will live to race again. iRacing Chris says league sponsor Wagner in 10th. Doug Wagner, the number 30 machine, is indeed in the top 10 spots here. And honestly, he's kind of cooking it up a bit right now. He's not doing too shabby down there. I don't know, guys. You be the judge, but I definitely think we got to keep our eye on that one. The longer this race goes, the tougher it's going to become for some of these drivers, man. They're going to be trying to make and break some of this stuff up. Earlier on, though, I find it kind of crazy. We saw these drivers, they were coming through pretty clean. Everything was looking pretty solid. Now, all of a sudden, we're kind of seeing a bit of a, I don't want to say kind of a disarray, but almost kind of a bit of a troublesome spot here for some of these drivers. I think maybe they may be starting to get a bit of the nerves kind of pinpoint around them here. And that may be affecting them a bit. So we're going to be under 20 laps to go. And with a track this fast right now, I guarantee you, the more laps that keep waiting away, the more this favors that 67 of Ben Ryan. Because again, starting on that outside lane, that's where the momentum is king. That's where the power and speed is going to take and drill them around on this track. What will the drivers do, and what will they be able to come up with here? Larry Eddy right now, oh man, you got to believe that full throttle is really about to go full throttle in a little bit. He's got to get hungry down there. But is he hungry for some White Castle sliders by chance? We'll have to see. We're going to reel him down on the back straightaway this time on by, race fans. Under 20 to go. The 67, the 31, the 3, and the 98, your top four. But Andrew Smith and Johnny Hurst, they're fighting, they're scratching, and they're clawing their way back into it. Don't count them out, folks. This could go either way here. Reeling and dealing them down off of turn number 4. Setting them route to the green start zone. Watch that tire spin. Green's out. Here we go again. Sarah says, must have had a fast repair. Must have indeed, I feel. Hard charge out of the gate. This time that 6-7, he left nothing on the table, but neither did that 98. Watch out, Eric Copperthorne. He is whole shot, and he's got run. He's got speed from Ipswich Way. It's time to figure out which way to victory lane. He's down the bottom. Big run coming up from the 98. Trying to get a run there on Ben Ryan. Needs to get some of that trap spot there from the 31. If Larry Eddy can keep him going and kind of give him a little bit of that punch trap, he might have a shot. Big chances here. Golden opportunity as they were coming right through your living room. Down to the lane choices. Every driver for themselves here as they continue to power through the corners. Again, these high banked areas offering multiple grooves, but it seems as though, and they're not on the outside, forget about it. But I don't think that's going to stop Copperthorne. Copperthorne is digging. He's healing it up. But the 3 of Tyler Barnes, he sees what he's doing as well. Gets that outside groove and now moves his way. Oh, look out for the whole shot. Trying to go 3 wide. Saluting off turn 2. Woo-hoo-hoo. These boys are digging. They are scratching. Oh, look out down there, Dalton. Dalton Steele way wide off of turn number 2. Got it sling right and then went down left. Keeps it under control, though. He'll move it back in the pace, just barely ahead there. Up Highland in the number 29. Jimmy Pilot right now dealing with a little bit of that heavy artillery there from Ty Manning as he's still trying to find his way back into this one. Copperthorne going up top, sends it sky high. He's now trying to get back in that run. He sees the opportunities, just eluding him. But Slide Job City, it's open, and the population seems to be about 3 or 4. But there's one that settled this score. And it might just be the 3. Tyler trying to kick him out of Slide Job City. He goes down low. He can't get ahead of him, though. Not in this case. Woo, boy, Ben Ryan might now has got to be just thinking, if these boys just stay one step behind me, I'm okay. But he has got to literally defend that outside lane like it is no one's business but his. How does that fare for him, and how much damage does that do to him? As a driver just trying to stay in control, trying to stay one step ahead of the transitions, and with time running out, there's only 14 laps left to go this next time on by, and you've got hitters coming through. The number 58 machine, Johnny Hurst, is right now into the mix and right now into the battle. He's moving it with Andrew Smith on the number 4. And looks at this, Shane Wheeldon. Wheeldon has wheeled the sword to Chancery, to possibly victory. He needs to keep the momentum alive in the 5, or he's going to get lost in the shuffle, because you've got a heavy artillery's list of drivers trying to make or break this race. My, the word and speed of power these drivers are just putting on display and putting full centric here is absolutely cooking. Just at the same time, though, they're all trying to get around this guy. This is the rear end of the 67 looking on. As you see, absolute tomfoolery, and speed increased in between everyone. Seize their opportunities and just laying it to waste. Down on the bottom lane here, you got a couple of them mixing and matching in between. Every driver for themselves here. Time running out though, and time elapsing here on the circuit. They're trying to get that draft line now situated in a way that'll help them from burning up that rubber and burning up that tires. But I guarantee you right now, going up that outside lane, you best be staying off of that gas pedal until you are completely straight, because one little slip of those tires, well, let's just say you best be hoping you know how to get around it. On board here with the 58 of Johnny Hurst. You can just feel all that power, all that run, the suspensions being put to good use. On board with the number 4 of Andrew Smith as well, with only 9 laps left. Ben Ryan right now is probably got to be thinking he is literally the most wanted man in Atlanta, because he has got a who's who of drivers trying to get ahead of him and trying to take that position. Oh, we got trouble! Trouble off the turn number 2 on the back straightaway. Copperthorne has been spun, and he's going for the ride into the wall. Ow! Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. A nasty collision coming off of turn number 2, I believe. Might have got into it there with the number 3 of Tyler Barnes. I couldn't quite tell from that angle. It looked like maybe either him or Larry Eddy. Nevertheless, front wheel damage on the right side. The whole fender truck, is completely tore up, shredded the back off. He's going to have a problem with that one. He's going to need to get the instant repair out. iRacing Chris says Johnny Hurst, Lee Coedman was close to putting it on the podium. Well, he might have a chance now. But what a tough break for that 98 machine. Absolutely heartbreaking for Copperthorne there. Ran it so good, so hard, and just absolutely pinpointed that momentum down, kept the speed alive, and then the next thing you know, what the heck happened from downtown? He's going to take fresh tires, but has the damage been done? Perhaps not. Pit stops being put in. All drivers are going in. Perhaps smelling they need to get fuel, as well as maybe want those extra set of tires. This could make the difference up. Copperthorne's going to catch a big break here, but he's going to have a long road ahead of him in this case. field now. Going to square back up onto the track here. Every driver for themselves at this point. Nobody is safe, but it looks like some deciding to stay out. Very interesting strategy here. Again, they probably took those tires and took that fuel. Well, you know, I made the joke earlier about the Roman Reigns stuff. I didn't actually think there was actually a WWE scheme around here. That is a degenerate right there in the 27 Degeneration X, if you will. Ryan Hunter. I gotta admit, honestly, I've been doing paint schemes. I was like, that's a pretty sweet looking paint scheme. I'll give him that. Gotta give him credit where credit's due. Looks good. But will it look good enough to degenerate into victory lane? We're about to see. Your top 5, Doug Wagner, Brian Lashbrook, Dakota Asrick, Ryan Hunter, and Ty Manning. That's your top 5 with just about over 5 laps to go. But remember, fresh tires, fresh fuel, and a who's who of drivers that are bad fast. This could get interesting. How will the drivers maneuver their way off from the corners? Can they stay under control and stay out of trouble? We're about to find out. Off turn number 4 to the green with 5 to go. Here we go. Opportunity going to be big here. All drivers jockey for position. Some getting themselves into a bit of a mess down there. They're going 3 wide in deep and on around. 3 wide back off turn number 2. They clear it. Oh, no, they did not. Never mind. Problems down there. There goes the 31. Now, who's their drivers now crossed in between? We got to pile up on the back straightaway. Oh, the 31 gets turned there. Larry Eddy couldn't get out of the way this time. And it looked like he got tapped in, tripped there from the number 4. That being of the 4, of Andrew Smith. Yeah, oh my word, folks. Nonsense and chaos ensuing again. We're going to have to go to a green-white checkered scenario now. I mean, if you're any of the top drivers right now, I guarantee it probably happened. I think we're going to go to a green-white checker now. Ben Ryan able to get out of that mess and move up a bit. Johnny Hurst getting into the top 5 spot. Dakota Isrick unfortunately losing ground and control there. We will talk with our top 3 drivers after this has been completed. Yes, I promise we will talk top 3. You may see a screen pop up that I don't want you to see, but that's okay. We'll just ignore it. Can't really work around it anyway. I don't have very many other options. So bear with me, guys and gals. So top 5, Wagner, Lashbrook, Hunter, Ryan, and Hurst. That is your top 5. And I've always said this too, we've known this very much so in racing, but one thing that we've always talked about constantly here on the show, and you're in this position, as a driver, the one thing that is absolutely frustrating and hard to comprehend and deal with out on the circuit is when you have to go through that time and patience. You have to weigh and wait. It's the worst thing to feel. It's the worst thing to have to go through. Because numerous times, you'll see this too, when you are having to wait in that position, you're waiting in that run, that whole shot is that much more important on a green-white checker. That position to get around as many drivers as possible becomes ever looming and threatening. So often than not, you just cannot get over the fact you're in a tough ordeal, in a tough position, and now you have to literally tell yourself, okay, gotta stay calm, cool, and collective. Here we go, folks. Green-white checkered attempt coming up for Redneck Racing. This is going to be one tough ride for them. Roughnecks, rednecks, call them whatever you will. At the end of the day, there is one thing we know they are. They are right now drivers. And these drivers want nothing more than to get that top honors, the podium, or whatever they cease to desire. What will they do this time by, and will they be able to stay out of their own way? This is going to be a very tough position here. You either stay out of trouble and hope for a break, or you go for broke and hope it hurt and hope it sticks. Clean air will turn into dirty. Fresh tires will turn into shredded rubber. And tire fuse and burning fuel is going to be laid out on the track. Who's coming out on top? We're going to find out as we get them right off of turn number 3 and 4 this time on by. Ford, Chevys, and a few Toyotas mixed in the bitch. Off turn number 4. Coming to the restart soon. It's go time. Slight bobble there for the number 69 machine there. Rashbrook could not quite get it off the line. The 67. Oh, Ben Ryan left an opening. I don't know if that was a smart move there, number 30. Wagner left the door open there. And now Ryan, he's going for it. He saw the opening. He's going to the inside. Change of lanes for the 67. Battle for the race lead, laying it down on turn number 3 and 4. Fresher tires does that trick. Here you go. White flag this time on by, leading him down the stripe. Ryan trying to keep it one step ahead of the pace. Trying to stay one step of control. Doug Wagner's looking to try to get one more draft position off. Oh, there's trouble down there. Looks like that's the number 29. He's going for a ride off that turn number 2. Down the inside. Hurst with a big jump. He makes his move. But off of turn number 3. Coming for home off turn number 4. It's all Ben Ryan in the 67 to victory lane. Johnny Hurst is going to go second. Third's going to go to Gary Miller. What a race. And chaos is ensued. Drivers piling up on turn number 1 and 2. Won't matter anyway. The race is done and over with. And there is your winner. The Cazeltronics number 67 Chevrolet Silverado Wagner's welding machine will take that trip to victory lane. Ben Ryan is your winner in Old Hot Atlanta. All right. What a race. What a very crazy race on our part there. We're going to go ahead and get in touch with our top 3 drivers here. I said we were going to talk to them at the very end of the race. We are going to do that just now. I apologize for the little mishaps there. We'll see if we can get right into it. See if I can get in touch with these guys here real quick. Okay. See if I can get these drivers in. Top 3 is now able to get in here with us. Let's see. At some point I got to figure it out. Here we go. I think we got it figured out down there. All right. All right, here we go. I think we got him now, race fans. It's time to chat with our drivers here. We're going to go with our number 1 finisher here tonight. Here gets the victory done in the number 6-7. Ben Ryan joining us here now from Atlanta. And Ben, First off, congratulations on getting the W here tonight, but my word, did you have to absolutely work for that one and scratch and claw everything through there? What was going through your mind when these late race cautions started to brew on you?
Most of the cautions weren't so bad because it was like we were able to pit on one of them, and then the next one was only 5 laps in, so it was pretty good. I was just kind of hunkering down, gonna save my tire and try to just guard the top because it made the bottom hard to get around. But then when that caution came out with 18 to go, or it might have been less than that, I was scared because I thought if I went, everyone was gonna stay, and if I didn't go, then everyone was coming. So I kind of went with tires, hope for the best, and it was hard to get through there, but we made it happen.
Made it happen. Get yourself a nice little victory lane trip and a podium just to even survive it. I mean, all in all, season seems like it's been kind of one for the record books in your case. I mean, how much does this win mean for you and the team tonight?
Yeah, well, it was really good to win. I was struggling hard in practice, and I was talking to Brian about it. I just couldn't keep the right front on it, and I started running the top. Like I seen people running the middle and stuff, and I was like, well, maybe I could run the fence. And if I ran the fence, then maybe I stood a chance of getting a big drive on exit, and I could keep guys pinched down. The only time I really had to run the middle was if someone got really underneath me. I could kind of pinch them down a bit on exit, and it stopped their drive. But um, moving to the fence was really the big thing because I found I just couldn't keep tires on it if I ran the bottom.
Well, ran it to the bottom, and now you're on the top. Who do you want to thank here tonight for this victory, my friend?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Wagner's Weldon and everyone for doing this deal. Tim for putting a lot of effort in with practices and stuff. Definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Johnny for helping all the time within that. Just everyone really that's involved with the Roughneck deal. It's a great group of guys and it's fun to race here. That's for sure.
For sure there. Well, Ben, nevertheless, congratulations coming out on top. We hope to see you next time out on the track, my friend.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a great night.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the number 6-7, your winner tonight, Ben Ryan. All right, well, we're going to go ahead now, move it down onto the track here. Sorry, 1 second there. I got to make sure I'm getting everything right. Johnny Hurst, Gary Miller. Okay. All right. Kind of lost all my stuff there, but these fans, I guarantee you, one person didn't lose his stuff down there. That is that machine being driven by Johnny Hurst tonight. Johnny, congratulations getting a second place finish out on the track here, my friend. Absolutely a wild position you had been put into there. I mean, that's definitely got to be one for the record books on your end there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, man, I hated to see that last caution. The restart before last, all those guys that started in front of us was on old tires, and when I seen them move high, I thought as long as I can hug this bottom, I'll pass them. And that kind of slowed Ben up, and Ben had tried to take it 3 wide, but I had that run. I thought I could have come out with the lead, but that is what it is. It was a good race.
A good race indeed. I was going to ask you too about that. I mean, you go in for a bit of an earlier pit stop. Everyone else kind of goes in a little bit later. You decide to stay out, but I got to ask you. I mean, really, did the worn tires just kind of be the kind of the Achilles heel tonight? Was that kind of the biggest thing that kind of cost you in this case?
No, I think I was on the same lap there at the end as Ben and them. We all during that one caution come in and took tires. Um, I, I don't know. I just that last restart, the way I had to start on the inside line, I had a feeling the 40 truck was going to spin them, and my only option was try to go high like I did and run Ben down, but I just didn't have enough time.
Well, nevertheless, here still second place is certainly nothing to sneeze at, my friend. I got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for that one?
Well, got to shout out Wagner's Welding, best sponsors around. Great group of guys. Had them on the truck tonight. Got to thank Tim Richardson. Puts in the work in Roughneck, and just all the admins here at Roughneck, and you guys for broadcasting.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Johnny, congratulations on getting the podium tonight in that second place spot. We'll hope to see you next time out on the track, buddy.
All right, appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Johnny Hurst, your second place finisher tonight. Let's get it round out here. Your third place finisher now joins me. He pilots the number 15. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary Miller. And Gary, I mean, lastly, buddy, I don't think anybody in their right mind thought you were going to come flying out of nowhere like that on that last bit. But my word, sir, you come for third and you come to claim. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I just kind of started flying once we got those fresh tires. I saw the leaders pit, and decided to go with them. And I guess that decided to be my saving grace.
Xavier saving grace and kind of put you in the position that you did. I mean, all around too, it seemed like you're kind of a, I don't want to say kind of a dark horse, but you're kind of like hidden in the background. Like not a lot of people are kind of noticing you. And then all of a sudden, you just had that little bit burst of speed and energy. And here we are today. I mean, how did you really kind of figure that out like so late in the run, let alone where you were at?
Well, I found in practice that you could push the fresh tires as hard as you wanted. If we got a short run, that's what I was going to do, which that's what happened. So I found that I could push those pretty hard, getting those fresh tires, and that's what I did really. But most of the race, I was more just hanging in the back, just trying to stay with the pack and maybe hope for some cautions at the end to let me push those fresh tires as hard as I wanted to be up here.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, here, Gary, you're coming away with a podium, which means it's time to do some thinking and celebrating. Who do you want to thank you for this one, buddy?
Well, I want to thank you, the girlfriend. Definitely, she lets me do this and lets me ruin some of our nights, but that's all right. And thank you to Wagner Weldon and definitely to the team I race with over there, Tyler Barnes and Jeremy. They do help out a lot.
They certainly do. And nevertheless, here coming out with a clean little podium here to end it out. Gary, congratulations rounding this one out tonight here, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your third place finisher tonight, the number 15, Gary Miller. Well, all in all, I mean, from what I see on my stream, everything came out clean and everything good. So I don't know. You guys be the judge. If you want to see me back on, feel free to let them know. I'll definitely make sure the producers hear your voice. But nevertheless, race fans, and I promise you as well, it'll be a lot better camera work and everything else too. I promise. We just had some problems tonight. Anyway, from all of us here at Speed Zone TV, I've been joined here yet again. Robert Warrens will be back in live with you here next week on the show. But from all of us at Speed Zone TV, we can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be safe. Take care of yourself.